Hello there, Dawn of War 2 fans. I've got a game for you. And I've got the chat. I haven't removed the chat. God damn it. I was meant to download a script and remove the obs chat. I forgot. I will do it at some point. Anyway, folks, today I've got a game featuring Piano playing as the Chaos Lord and Adila playing as the Inquisitor. I have not seen the Inquisitor for a very long time, and let me tell you guys, I hate fighting the Inquisitor. She is so annoying with all those stuns and snares, and that silly Inferno pistol, which can one-shot your heretics, I will say. If she uses that Inferno pistol on your heretics, she can blow them up in one shot. She is so annoying. So hopefully, Adila's Inquisitor gets stomped here, because I just hate the Inquisitor. I just hate her. So we're starting the game off with a Hammer of the Witches coming down from the Inquisitor onto the Chaos Lord, but even with a Hammer of the Witches stun and damage spike, she cannot tango with the big thick boy. She needs to flee. Now we're definitely seeing I say it's unconventional. It's unconventional by my standards, but I don't really know the current meta. I keep hearing that grenade launcher heretics now are amazing. So I suspect that's what we're probably going to see. We're probably going to see one default heretic, or maybe one AC heretic, and then a couple of grenade launcher heretics. But yeah, the obs are saying that as well. Kingfisher, shout out to Kingfisher, often featuring in our replays here and always in the comments. So, bit of a micro mishap from Adila there, his isolated guardsmen getting caught by the heretics. Obviously, our guardsmen are not what you want to rely on in a melee scrap, so I need to keep moving there. I don't know why these guardsmen are idling, even with the sentinel stomp coming in. That's not something you really want to do. But heretics don't want to fight the Inquisitor, they will feed her too much XP. It's just not a good fight for them. They're going to attempt to get into melee with the guardsman here. Looks like they will actually manage it. Doomblast probably a little bit unnecessary. Okay. Wow, these heretics are actually going to wipe. Heretics are so fragile. Are they? Surely the sentinel can finish it off. Okay, they do. I think that was actually a plasma pistol in the end. Havoc set up point blank in the face of the Inquisitor there. And it is bad tidings for her. You know, this is a pretty awful start for the Inquisitor, all things considered. I mean, I actually much prefer this start for Piano, in spite of the fact that he lost the heretics, because Piano has got up triple gens, and he can replace that very, very cheap heretic squad very quickly. So we actually see an aspiring champion here on these heretics. Just gives them that sustainability, so now they can just sit there in getting shot by the guardsman and not giving a damn. Because remember, when most units, when they're in melee, get a natural resistance to range damage. That's why they're taking so little from the guardsman here. Obviously, Piano just wants to put on as much pressure as possible now onto the gen farms, and that is what he's doing. Combi bolter coming down on the Chaos Lord. I really like this build from Piano because it is so cheap on pop. So it really maximizes the requisition income, and he's exploiting that requisition income by dropping the triple gens instantly and noding this power node so that he can get all these upgrades so fast. Now, okay, I was going to say, okay, we see even more upgrades. So yeah, we see one GL tick and we see one AC tick. So I expect probably going to see another GL tick. But you would assume that Piano is going to cede a lot of map control to Adila now, because there are Kadashans on the field who can disrupt this Havoc and do a lot of damage to them. Very brave Sergeant there, getting into melee with a Havoc. And the Havoc does have to pull back. But let's have a look at the incomes here. So yeah, look at the income. The rec income for Piano is absolutely insane right now. Plus 351 requisition income. Now obviously that's because he's got 3 rec points, but it's also because he's only 32 pop, whereas Adila is 41 pop. And that's without fully reinforcing his shit as well. So a very tight, effective build from Piano. I'm curious to see what he's going to follow up with. Maybe he just gets some Raptors now. Maybe he wants some Noise Marines. They would be a better counter to the Kadashans. Obviously they do lack mobility, and it would leave you quite vulnerable to potential Rosarius, Brazier, Inquisitor, which is essentially where the Inquisitor turns herself into a tanky melee hero. Now a beautiful flank there from the Cadishans, getting a gorgeous old reliable onto the Heretics, doing some very high damage. A bit of a risky engagement here by the Heretics. Cadishans are no slouch at all in melee. Sentinel does manage to outmaneuver the Havocs on that side, and the Grenade Launcher Heretics are putting in some serious work. Cadishans need to be careful. They're trying to wipe out the Heretics in melee on retreat, and they get bloody close. The Sentinel is actually going to finish off these GL-ticks. Some misplays from Piano for sure. A very nice, efficient, tight build to start with, but he is screwing it up very quickly. So he's lost 2 Grenade Launcher Heretics. No, he hasn't. He's lost 1 Grenade Launcher Heretic and 1 Naked Heretic, so it's not too big of a deal. Oh, this could be bad. The obs seen it. They seen it. Yeah. Chaos Lord baited into that IED, and I bet Piano is frustrated. He's got a lot of requisitions, so it's not a huge deal, but I'm sure he wanted to spend that requisition on other things. Chaos has so many good options to spend requisition on in Tier 2. You know, you've got Plague Marines. You can just spam Plague Marines against IG and you kill everything, right? They can sit in green cover and outshoot Guardsmen for days. They got a missile launcher to take out the Sentinel and the Chimera. They're not particularly vulnerable to melee either, so yeah. Having more wreck for Plagues would have been awesome. You could even go Bloodletters and send them down the side of the map. They can 1v1 everything. Anyway, he isn't going to be doing that now. He has one choice, because the other thing he needs to do is replace his Chaos Lord. Havoc's finding themselves in an awful position there, pincered between the Guardsman capping the VP and the Sentinel on the side. We're actually going to see Bloodletters as the first choice here for Piano. Interesting. We'll see how they do. I think if the IG micros very well, then Bloodletters really shouldn't be much of a threat. Because, like, all they're good really for is running down the side of the map, capping, because they can 1v1 every IG unit. So that's fine, if that's what you get them for, but I can't imagine that is why Piano is going to get them right now, because he's got no actual standing army. He needs stuff to fight in the army versus army fights. Alright, using a demonic sacrifice there to call in some bloodletters, they're going to get onto the Inquisitor, and it does its job, I guess. It forces off that Inquisitor and the Guardsman squad, so Piano has a little bit of breathing room to get back out onto the field and try capping up the map. It's going to use the summoned bloodletters and the real bloodletters to take out the power node here, but Adila isn't just sitting around doing nothing. Sentinels keep him busy, decapping power nodes. Cadishans are decapping the VPs. And let's talk about VPs. Right now it is a 2 to... Well, soon it's going to be a 3 to 0 cap, but not for long. It is definitely an advantageous VP situation for Adila. And you know what? When you're playing as IG, having a VP lead is very beneficial because it's actually very easy to win on VPs in the late game with IG. Stormtroopers going down the sides, getting constant decaps, and then just all of your firepower to hold the VPs that are natural to you. Yeah, it can be quite easy to take VP victories as IG. So Bloodletter's putting in some good work here, getting some nice specials. They do have pretty good range on their specials, knocking some of those Guardsmen flying. Now the poor Inquisitor is isolated on her own. But she has the Excruciators. So Adila actually waits for the special attack on the Inquisitor so that all the Bloodletters are out of range, and then she pops down the assail ability from the Excruciators to immobilize the Bloodletters and do some damage over time. And in the end, the result is that the Bloodletters find themselves in an awkward position. They don't want to stick around for any longer and have to retreat. The secondary forces on the side here were pushed off by the Chaos Lord. They're going to regroup in the middle, but Adila is now doing a nice little timing push, getting all of his troops together ready for a big fight. We see some infiltrated stormtroopers called down using the global ability of the Inquisitor, but we actually see a Blood Crusher coming out from Piano, so maybe we'll see some Melter stormtroopers. We do indeed. Here they are, Melter stormtroopers are coming out. Not the strongest AV counter, but definitely better AV against melee vehicles than it is against ranged vehicles, which can outmaneuver them. But you know, you've got potential for the Inferno pistol on the Inquisitor. We already see a Sentinel missile launcher, so there's a lot of soft AV choices that can come together here to put on enough pressure to actually kill the Blood Crusher. Havocs are doing a good job delaying for now. But the damage of Assail, as well as the pew-pew from the Guardsman lasguns, does eventually force them off, but not before the Blood Crusher was able to get to safety from the Stormtroopers without a Melter Bomb landing on it. We're actually seeing a Chaos Dreadnought now as well. Wow, heavy commitment to vehicles from Piano. This is quite an interesting play. He's finding himself in a bit of a tricky spot right now, though. He's actually losing basically all of his gem farm. There's not a whole lot he can do. He's positioning his Havocs, but I feel like with the combination of the Inquisitor Hammer witching the front model and the Guardsman hitting from the other side, it could be quite a tricky spot for Piano. But a nice flank here. The Blood Crusher's moving in, tying up the Cadishans, but it looks like the Blood Crusher might very well die. Actually, no, not so much, because the... Ooh, one more Sentinel shot should actually finish off the Blood Crusher. Will he get the shot? Yes. There you go, the Blood Crusher goes down. I thought the Blood Crusher might have been safe once those Metal Stormtroopers were forced off from all the melee of Piano, but maybe not. But here comes a Chaos Dreadnought. Now the Sentinel needs to get out of there. It simply does not have the HP to be able to contest this Dreadnought in 1v1 combat. Now we see the Plague Marines, the ubiquitous Plague Marines. Such a good unit against IG. And you'll notice that Piano has been using his Bloodletters on this side of the map alone the whole time, which is very good. That is how you use Bloodletters in this matchup. You don't want to teleport them into the main fights because they are only light infantry. They're just going to get shot to pieces and melt. But if they're on the sides 1v1ing things, well, they're a nightmare, because they can even 1v1 Cadishans quite easily. They don't get suppressed when the Cadishans use their shotgun blast. They can teleport on top of them so they don't get shot on approach, and they just wipe the floor with them in melee. So yeah, really nice use of the Bloodletters there on the side of the map, and it's give Piano complete control of the map once again. Bloodletters getting a little bit over-eager here, charging onto the Sentinel, but they put a bit of pressure on. Oh my god, look at the HP on the Dreadnought already. The Dreadnought is going to go down straight away. Oh my god, the power of all of the... Wow. The power of all of the melter guns from the Imperial Guard here showcasing itself with fury. The Dreadnought goes down very quickly there to that triple threat. Really, it's quadruple threat because there was the missile Sentinel missile launcher as well. And the Bloodletters kind of got cooked because they just got hit by the Assail and couldn't move in and tie up any of the troops. This is why typically you like to go for more ranged heavy compositions against IG. Especially against the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor herself just has such brilliant control. Okay, some summoned Bloodletters there, stalling pretty well. Managed to force off a few of the Imperial Guard forces, but nothing crazy. Plague Marines are now on the front lines, they're doing their thing. You can see they basically don't take any damage from the lasguns. Sentinel missile launchers are hurting. But yeah, the lasguns, not a huge deal to the Plague Marines. Would be better if the Plague Marines had to cover like. Okay, this is a bad spot for the Plague Marines. They probably should just get out of there. Hell Fury Strike coming on the Havocs. I don't know if Piano has seen this. He has. He's going to get out of there in time, I think. Yeah. Inquisitor going down the side now. Inquisitor is fully upgraded. She's got the Liber Heresius, which gives her extra energy regen and extra max energy. It's really important if you get the Inferno Pistol, because it lets you use your Judgment ability with impunity. Bloodletter's teleporting onto the Stormtroopers. That's a really bad spot for the Stormtroopers. They do get the cap. They need to retreat very quickly. I don't think Adila's noticing time. He does notice. Wait, is this double Bloodletters? Oh my god, this is double actual Bloodletters, not summoned Bloodletters. I didn't even realise he bought another Bloodletter. Wow. And this goes to show you that Piano has really not been bleeding at all, has he? Gosh. Because Adila has really not had the opportunity to get these troops, but look at this, you see. Stormtroopers, 40 requisition and 1 power per model, and he just lost 4 of them. He's been losing a bunch of Cadishans as well. He's got a fully upgraded Inquisitor. Adila has been spending money this game. Okay, nice worship from the Heretics here, behind the wall so they're hard to shoot. Moving in some blood sacrifice Bloodletters, and now some real Bloodletters are going to teleport on top. Very sloppy from Piano losing his Chaos Lord though, I don't know what that was all about. Wow, look at these Bloodletters soloing the entire army, oh my god, they're so strong. just sending the IG units flying with their special attacks, and then they phase out and run away. Could have done with phasing out a little bit sooner, to be fair. Only 2 models on them, which is not ideal. Then other bloodletters on the side, forcing off the Inquisitor at last. Yeah, these bloodletters are just kind of running rampant. I mean, Piano at this point is obviously delaying because he's got this triple cap and he knows that Adila only has 148 VPs left. So bloodletters teleport back out. Hell Fury and retreat on Plague Marines, wow. Is he going to get an attack round to finish them off? No. Yeah, Hell Fury on Plague Marines is generally quite an optimistic player. They have such high regen that, yeah, it's not great. I guess it was worth a shot. Ooh, 2 model bloodletters. Really did some great work there, going in for another push. And, you know, yeah, they have been a menace, and I guess it's the fact that they've been a menace is testified to the fact that Adila was willing to use the sail on them, even though they only had 2 bloodletters. Yeah, that's the thing. He lost the dog and he lost the dread, but his economy has just been so good. Look at the map control he's had all this time. What has Piano Man been bleeding? He's lost a couple of bloodletters and he's lost heretics. Well, just forget the heretics. Heretics don't bleed. 12 requisition each is bloody nothing. Not when stormtroopers are bleeding 40 each. Even just the guardsman bleed is on par with the heretic bleed. So, you know, there's been a couple of bloodletters, but there's been so many dead stormtroopers and so many dead Cadishans. Piano's had a really nice tight build this game, and he's just putting on amazing pressure, constant pressure with VPs. Using the summoned bloodletters fantastically. You know, they're not winning engagements, but that's not the point. The point is to just keep the pressure on. Doing it with the Chaos Lord as well. Might actually lose a bloodletter here. No. Not enough energy, unfortunately, for a Hammer of the Witches. Wow, he did actually have it, but I guess... Ooh, he was saving up his energy for a Judgment down here, and you see the power of the Judgment. Look at that! These heretics got judged, man. Only the Aspiring Champion getting out with a tiny sliver of HP. But again, it doesn't really matter for Piano. All he's doing right now is delaying. We're seeing only 32 VPs left for Adila. And Piano's got those Plague Marines just sitting on the VP in the mid. This is another thing that Plague Marines are great at. They're just such a good utility squad, you know? Such a great utility squad. Just sitting there under all of the IG firepower and actually getting decaps and caps. Now, Stormtroopers are doing their job on the sidelines. I would like to see the Bloodletters coming out and punishing them for that. We actually see some 2 model Bloodletters coming out to do exactly that. And eventually I suspect the Combi Bolter Chaos Lord will take over and the Bloodletters will get the decap. Assuming that Adila actually notices. Plasma Guns coming out here for the Guardsman now. That actually deals with the Havocs really well. But man, the Bloodletters are just causing chaos. Look at them go! Oh my goodness. Wow, those Bloodletters, how did they even get over here so quickly? They're so fast. Wait, what is going on? That was... I'm so confused. Oh! That was summoned bloodletters. Wow, really great use of the summoned bloodletters from Piano here. And again, Piano is just stalling. He's just stalling. He knows he's getting the cap here. He knows he's getting the cap here. There's only 14 VPs left. I can't even tell what's real and what is not real bloodletters here. I'm so confused. So these were the Western bloodletters that are now coming into the mid. And yeah, he's just stalling with the Plague Marines here. The Plague Marines aren't doing any real damage to the Sentinels nor the bloodletters to the Guardsmen, but it's not the point. All he's doing is trying to get the VP cap. Now, Adila does have time here if he doesn't get specialed. No, he can't get specialed because the Inquisitor is too high of a level. So she can't get specialed anymore, so she does have time to get the decap and keep Adila in the game with 2 VPs. And Piano has moved forward with his Chaos Lord to try and capture the central VP. All he needed was that decap, but he can't get it because all of Adila's blob is there. And Piano's Gambit with the stalling might not have paid off. Wait, what? I guess Adila mismicroed and let his Inquisitor die, and then in order to prevent the Bloodletters from getting the cap, he Hell Furied the Bloodletters. For a second there I thought he killed his own Inquisitor, but no, it's ridiculous. So, man, there's going to be a triple cap. What is Piano doing? He was getting a Predator and now he's cancelled it. Is he going for Terminators instead? Terminators would be extremely scary given that there is an Inquisitor who can assail them to immobilize them and Terminators can't retreat out of it. IED's coming down to secure the VP for Adila. Oh, has Piano thrown this? He had such a good game, such a good tight build, a really aggressive playstyle, exactly how I like to play Dawn of War 2. But I think he might have thrown it. Has he thrown it? No, Piano, you can't have. Naughty little boy. I mean, he's going for the VP here on the east side, but I'm afraid that is not going to be good enough. You need 2 VPs to have any chance of winning. Cadishans do too much damage here. The IED able to knock them over as well. Yeah, this Chaos Lord is not capping the point. Now, he might get a nice kill of the week, and he might be able to delay the Cadishans for a while, which is why Adila sends over some Guardsmen to help out, but yeah, now the Chaos Lord is retreating. Piano is going for a Great and Clean one. This is a terrible idea. This is awful. Why is he going for a Great and Clean one? Oh my god, Piano, what are you doing? There's no time for a Great and Clean one. Look how long it's taken to build. Look how long he's had to wait to get the 200 power. And he is being triple capped to oblivion. Is he actually going to lose it? He's going to lose this game. He's going to lose this game. Adila can use the global to call in more stormtroopers. All Adila needs to do is play the VP game. What on earth? I don't know why Adila hasn't kept a unit nearby to this VP. Very strange. So the Bloodletters do get an easy decap, and that is going to give Piano a little bit more time. Bloodletters then get into melee with the Stormtroopers, which, as you can expect, goes horribly for the Stormtroopers. Plague Marines and Chaos Lord are going to push up the mid, presumably to try and get the decap, while the Bloodletters get the cap onto the mid VP, not the mid VP, the natural VP. But he's going to need a full cap. However, there is nothing from Adila actually attacking the Chaos Lord right now. Adila, what are you doing? Why are you not attacking the Chaos Lord? Use your Cadishans, you need to kill this Chaos Lord. If the Chaos Lord gets the cap, that could be the end of things. Stormtroopers are going to go for the decap over here. Chaos Lord is still trying to get the cap, and he might just be able to take over the cap with the Plague Marines, but there is an Old Reliable, there's Plague Marines. He misses the Old Reliable, but he actually has the Explosive Shot. He uses the Explosive Shot to delay the Plague Marines for a second. Now he has a Sentinel Stomp, and it doesn't matter, even if the Plague Marines cap it at this point, he has got the decap down on this side, so it would only be a 1-to-1 cap anyway. So Adila is still in this game, and not only is he in this game, there are only 35 VPs left for Piano, and Piano does not own a single VP on the map at this point. The Bloodletters were forced off over here by the Melted Stormtroopers plus the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor is coming mid again. Adila has got tier 3 and is now calling in a rocket run. Where did he pull that from? The Great and Clean One is waiting around the map, but he has... The Great and Clean One can't cap, guys. That's how it's balanced. The Great and Clean One can't cap. There is no capping power for Piano. Piano has actually thrown this game. Why the hell did he go for a Great and Clean One? You know, what is it with these Chaos Lord players? Time and time again, I don't know if there's something underneath the sand on Calderis Desert, but these Chaos Lord players, when they're on Calderis Desert, they just want to get a Great and Clean Ones. Is this like a Nurgle Death World underneath? What's going on? There's something going on here. Obviously, going for the Great and Clean One was not the play here, and somehow Adila manages to snag a victory. I don't have any more words than that. Man, Piano, you disappointed me. I really liked that gameplay. That was such aggressive Dawn of War 2 play. Exactly how I like to play Dawn of War 2. But man, did you fuck that up. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please remember to leave a like down below and a comment to support me in defeating the almighty YouTube algorithm that has me by my fucking balls. Other than that, folks, that's going to be all from your boy STD today. So, top it out.